to Ukraine. Do you think the United States helped to orchestrate the invasion of Russia at Kursk for propaganda purposes?
Look, there's nothing happening on the ground in Ukraine that we, and specifically I point at the Central Intelligence Agency and MI6 in London, are not fully aware of. So anybody who suggests that anything that happens there is a surprise to us it's just nonsense. Now, what was the original goal? I think we got to go back to that. It was the desire to reach that Kursk nuclear power plant. And they thought in their wildest imagination that this would somehow or another provide them with a bargaining chip. Well, that's failed miserably. And they're in an area that's pretty desolate in terms of population. There aren't very many Russians living in these areas. These are vast areas of dense forest, rivers, streams, hills. They don't control anything. In fact, the Ukrainians are now hunkered down in little last stand redoubts along the main route. And they're being gradually ground into bits. They can't get out and they can't go forward. They're stuck. But no one is getting that report for the reasons that we discussed in the previous segment. The media is not telling anybody the truth.
Here's what President Zelensky had to say. Now, President Zelensky, you and I talked about delusion, really sounds delusional in this clip, Colonel. And of course, you'll have your own opinion of it. But he's offering a peace plan which presumes negotiation. Now, we know that this invasion of Kursk, even though it is rough terrain and not heavily populated, nixed all opportunities for invasion. But here's what he said. Cut number 15, Chris.
One part of the plan that is already performed is in the Kursk region. The second part is Ukraine's strategic place in the world's security infrastructure. The third part is a pressure package, a powerful package to force Russia to end the war diplomatically. The fourth part is economic.
It was just 24 hours ago, but does this make any sense to you?
No, and I doubt seriously that anybody in Moscow is paying any attention. Keep in mind that during the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln was reelected to office in 1864. And that was hugely important because it fundamentally legitimated his position and determination to fight the war to the end. The same thing was true during World War II. FDR was reelected in the middle of the war, even though he died 60 days afterwards. Nevertheless, that legitimated what we were doing. This man has not subjected himself to the ballot box.
Right.
Far from it. He abolished it. And having abolished it, he's now trying to pretend that he's legitimate. He's not legitimate in the eyes of the Ukrainian people or in the eyes of of Moscow and the Russian people. We're not hearing the truth, frankly. The Ukrainians have had it with